Someone said recently, feels like my thoughts are thinking me. Doesn't feel like I'm thinking my thoughts. And then this person said, why am I on this negative rampage? Why am I thinking that negative thought and that one and that one and that one? And we said, because you've allowed your life to tune you to that frequency. And what this workshop is about is you setting your tuner where you want it to be, rather than letting the consequences of life set your tuner, which then law of attraction responds to. If you're setting it, if you are deliberately choosing thoughts, if you're choosing the memories that feel good, if you're choosing the television programs that feel good, if you're choosing the music that feels good and the food that it feels good and the friends that feel good, and most of all the thoughts and your own words that feel good, if you are choosing things based upon how they feel, you'll get so tuned to who you really are and so in sync with the vibrational frequency of who you really are that everywhere you go, moving through traffic, sitting in restaurants, walking through the grocery store, walking down the street, every place you go and everything that you do, you will be surrounded by those that are of a similar frequency. And in the same manner, your own thoughts adjust too, until you find the things that are moving through your head more and more those things that feel good when you think them, rather than those things that are prickly and uncomfortable. In order to do that, you have to make a very clear decision. And that decision is, I care about how I feel. How I feel matters most. And in making that affirmation, what you're actually saying is, I care about how I feel because I care about my relationship with who I really am. If I care about how I feel, then I'm choosing the thoughts that allow me to be in sync with the whole of me. And being in this body in sync with the whole of you, it just does not get any better than that. And being out of sync with the whole of you in this body, it just does not get any worse than that. The heaven and hell that so many are talking about is right here, and it's about alignment or not. It's about closing the gap or not. It's not about some outside punishment. It's not about some outside judgment. It's about you coming into alignment with who you are and letting yourself be who you are or not. Nothing that you want is upstream, not one thing. Everything that you want is downstream. And the reason that we know that is because we have witnessed the becoming. We saw you as you were in your non-physical before you came into this body, and as that part of you remains as you are. We see you in this physical body, and we see you exploring the contrast, and we see you giving birth to the desires, and we see the non-physical part of you becoming it. We understand what the stream is about, and we understand that everything that you want is downstream, 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 right where your stream is taking you, if you will but let it. So sometimes our friends say, all right, well, I'll do with this what I've done with everything else. I'll try real hard. And we say, that points you upstream when you try. Oh, but you don't understand, Abraham. I am determined that I'm going to get downstream where the good feeling stuff is, and so I'm going to put a motor on the boat, and I'm going to get down there where I belong. And we say, when you think you have to put a motor on your boat, you've missed the point of the stream. Even when you think you have to turn in the stream, you've missed the point of the stream. Just let go of the oars. Just let go of the oars, and it is our absolute promise to you. The stream will turn you, and it will carry you toward the coming together with that which you are. And when you come together with that which you really are, do you know what that will mean for you? It not only means you will be fulfilled in the only way that anything can fill you up, but there is another added bonus to coming into alignment with who you really are. Everything you want is there too. All the stuff that you've been putting in vibrational escrow, the source energy has been holding in your vibrational escrow for you. And when you close the vibrational gap and allow yourself to be a vibrational match to who you are, all of that stuff that you want, the relationships, the physical amenities, the states of being, the states of clarity, all of the things that you want are there where the source within you is. It's nice letting you know who you really are. And it is satisfying to us to feel how many of you are resonating with that, knowing that you are eternal beings and that you are eternally expanding and that this life has great reason and purpose. And its purpose is to inspire you to the new idea. But the most powerful thing that we want you to gather as a result of listening to us here today is that it is your quest for joy that must be what you are reaching for. Because when you are reaching for that feeling, the best feeling that you can find from where you are, what actually happens is you move in the direction of who you really are. It is your quest for joy. Sometimes Esther will say, but Abraham, I know this thought doesn't feel good. In fact, it feels horrible, but it's true. And we say, and you're thinking about it because it's true rather than because it feels good? And Esther will say, well, yes, I've been taught that I should be objective and focus upon all things, and especially things that are true. So I'm looking for truth. And we say, well, be more discerning and you're looking for truth. Look for true things that feel good. There are plenty of things that are true that feel good and plenty of things that are true that feel bad. And the only reason that any of those things that feel bad are being lived by anybody is not because they're true. It's because they've been giving their attention to them. And in giving their attention to them, they set up a vibration about them. And setting up a vibration about them, they hold themselves in opposition to what they really want. And then they crow. Look at this. It is true. It is true. It's true. It's awful and it's true. It's so awful and it's so true that I will build a monument about it so that long after we've all croaked, others can feel bad too. We'll hold all the bad things in a sort of residual bank account, and we'll teach them to our children. Hello, little children. Welcome to planet Earth. It sucks here. These are all of the things that have happened that are true. And we need to make you aware of each and every one of them, because humans say, if you're not aware of the truth of these horrible things could happen to you. That's what they say. And we say, where do you get this stuff? Attention to those horrible things causes your children to activate a vibration about them. It puts them in a place where they are in vibrational discord to the very being that they are. And the misery that they feel, the rebellion they show you. Don't you notice the rebellion? They don't want to look at that stuff. You wear them down just as you were worn down. You're worn down bit by bit by bit by bit by bit until you become a mere shadow of the being you were born to be, you see. And so then you mope around all depressed and complaining about things when the truth of it is you live in a magnificent world. You live in a world that is the most leading edge condition it has ever been in. It has never been in better condition economically. It has never been in better condition in terms of its physicality. Your earth and everything on it is in its most leading edge, best position ever, because nothing in this universe ever regresses. Everything is always expanding, you see. Oh, you may be focused upon some corner of something and you may have yourself tuned to that dark spot and you've been beating the drum of it for so long that you're holding yourself in discord from the magic and the wonder and the expansion of this world. And so we don't blame you for complaining when you do that. But nothing is wrong with this world. And you'd know that if you were tuned to the beauty and wonder of it, you see. So what we really want you to begin to want is to see your world through the eyes of the source within you. We want you to look into this world and we want you to see it as it really is. And you can't do that if you're beating the drum of something that has you tuned on a different frequency. You can't set your radio dial at 6:30 a.m. and hear what's being broadcast on 98.7 FM. The frequencies have to match up. And you can't set your radio dial on not enough or on injustice or on unfairness and be a vibrational match to all of the wonderful things that are waiting for you in your vibrational escrow. And you can't have it both ways. You can't complain and succeed. You can't feel bad and get what you want. The frequencies don't match up. You can't complain about not enough money and have enough money. The frequencies don't match up. You can't complain about anything and get an improved condition of it. The frequencies have to match up. So how is it that you set up a vibrational attitude within you anyway? You give thought to something. When you give thought to it, it has a frequency, and if you hold your attention to that thought for as little as 17 seconds, you begin to assume the frequency of whatever it is you are giving your attention to. Do it for another 17 and another and another and another till you've reached 68 seconds. You have manifestational point. You are the creator of your own reality. And the way you create is through your thought, not through your action. There is not enough action in the world to compensate for the contradicted thought. Not enough. When you give your attention more and more to the things that feel good to you while you give your attention to them, what begins to happen is you more consistently begin to turn and go in the direction of the stream. So, I want to give you one more little piece to this. When you are thinking thoughts that are in opposition to who you really are and who you've become, who life has caused you to become, and you feel that negative emotion, that negative emotion is your vibrational indicator. That's what it is. It's a vibrational indicator. All it's saying is, keep this up and you'll hold yourself consistently apart from what life has shown you that you want. A vibrational indicator. And then we like to say to our physical friends, so if you've got this negative emotion, whether it's rage or whether it's despair or whether it's overwhelmment or whether it's fear, no matter what the negative emotion is, if you keep having it, so it's chronic, and you don't do something about it, and the only thing you can do is choose different thoughts, don't worry, it will get bigger. And the reason it gets bigger is because nothing stands still. Law of attraction is responding to who you are constantly becoming and to who you are allowing yourself to be. So, you know how the worse it gets, the worse it gets? Well, the reason for that is every time you are sorting through this contrast and you know what you don't want, you launch another rocket of what you do want, which makes your stream go faster. When your stream goes faster, if you don't allow yourself to go, you feel strong negative emotion. In other words, if you don't let yourself go in the direction of that which life has caused you to become, the emotion gets stronger and stronger. And so you can't stand still. What happens is law of attraction continues to respond to these two vibrational aspects of you. So if you've got negative emotion and you don't do something about releasing the resistance, it gets bigger. And if you still don't do something about releasing the resistance, it gets bigger, which means it feels worse. It gets bigger, it feels worse. And if you still don't do something about it, don't worry, it gets bigger. It feels worse. And if you still don't do something about it, and what can you do about it? Reach for better feeling thoughts. Don't worry, it gets bigger. It feels worse. Until eventually what happens is you have a manifestation. Well, what is that manifestation? What is that bankruptcy? What is that car wreck? What is that zero balance in your bank account? What is that growth on your body? What is that relationship that failed? What is that manifestation? All it is a vibrational indicator. All it is what you felt here and didn't do anything about, and felt here and didn't do anything about, and felt here and didn't do anything about, and now you're feeling it here and you didn't do anything about it. But all it is an indicator. Can you imagine somebody going to the gas station and their gas tank is on empty? And they just lay their head on their steering wheel and begin to cry, I am done. That's it for me. And the gas attendant would say, what? And they would say, I'm out of gas. He would just think you were nutty, wouldn't he? Because all that is an indicator. Do something about it. You could have 20 deadly diseases all assigned to you, tags already on your toes. And we would say, all these are our vibrational indicators. See them for what they are. Manifestations are indications of vibration that you can change. But so often, you see the manifestation as something bigger and more substantial than it is. All it is just a little bit more than the thought, the manifestation. More than 99.99% of every creation is completed vibrationally before there is any manifestational evidence. So that means you could be pointed in the direction of who you are and what you want. Pointed in the direction of who you are and what you want. Pointed in the direction of who you are and what you want for a long time before you have the manifestational evidence of it. Even if you have ignored your indicators and now you have a manifestation, it doesn't matter at all. All it is an indicator. It isn't a death sentence. There is no death. It isn't a worthy sentence. It isn't an indication of the value of your beingness. It's just a vibrational indicator that's pointing out to you the vibrational variance between you and you.